Hi, everybody. My name is Yvette Martel, and welcome to this lesson on Adobe Lightroom. This is number 2 in the series, and what we're going to talk about today is the 3 ways that you can access Adobe Lightroom cloud-based. Way number 1 is on your phone, and or if you have a tablet, like an iPad. And what you're going to do is you'll go to your app store, you'll download Lightroom, and when you sign in, if you have your own account, you'll use that account, and or if you're using your school account, which will provide you access to the software, you'll sign in with your school email. And then from there, you can see a little bit of the interface. So here I have some images, and if I click on the bottom portion or Lightroom, this is where my images are actually installed in the cloud, and I can edit from here. I can do cropping, and I can do remove tools. So some really advanced features, as well as accessing the community portion of this application. So really, really handy. You can also, by the way, if you have a device that you can upload, you can take your SD card, which will be your memory card, and you can have that device access through your phone, and you can actually upload your images from here. This is really exciting, really exciting. So the second way is via the web. So I'm going to go on the internet right in here, and there we go. And I'm going to go to adobe.com. I'm going to go ahead and sign in again with that school account. I'm using my Santiago Canyon College account. And the reason why I'm using that account, if you're watching it from some of the different schools that I teach at, is simply that I have photos already in here. So you can see our interface that we talked about in the last video. By the way, some different things I didn't talk about is the upper area right in here where these are your quick access to your web applications. And then you also have a lot of tutorials that Adobe is really starting to send out. And they're very, very good, very good. So let's go ahead and click on Lightroom. And when I click on Lightroom, you can see that I already have some images. So this is our home page right in here, and it can talk to me about my recent activity. I can add in photos. These are some very simple tutorials. Most of the tutorials are 2 to 4 minutes long. They're fantastic. If you haven't downloaded the application on your computer yet, you can go ahead and do that. Same thing for your mobile device. This right here is the community portion where photo at times can be kind of separatist. So having a community is a different version of like what the original Instagram was, or for those of you going back in time, what Flickr was, and it still is alive, by the way, Flickr. So this is a way to kind of connect with different people across the world. And like I said, there's some more additional tutorials. On the left-hand side, right here where it says Adobe Lightroom, you can add photos right in here. Underneath that is the community portion. You can see where all of your photos are. So right now I have 1,427 photos installed in the cloud. You can see what you've added in the last 30 days, different ways that you can connect. You can also create galleries, the AI. So there is AI built into a lot of this new software. So the AI can look through your images and say, hey, I think you have some photos that you can dump and get that out of your cloud, allowing for you to have more space in your memory in the online version. And I have 164. And then from here, and this is stuff that we'll go through and we'll learn about, is creating albums. So I am somebody who makes folders and albums. Again, we'll go through that, but essentially what this program is about is 2 things. It's about organizing and editing. Organizing and editing. So on the left-hand side, what you're seeing is my way of organizing. Is it the right way? It doesn't really matter. So I will show you how I organize, but in the end, your organization is that's your jam. It's kind of like, how do you organize your house, right? Each of us have different ways of doing that. So from here, then let me activate one of the images right in here. So I'm going to go to a shoot. So I have a client that I work with. We go on photo shoots together, and as you can see, so what I did is I organized a folder for my client's name, and then I have some of the different photo shoots. So here are some images that I have. Most of these are unedited. And if I click on one of these, then you can see now this comes up in full screen, and I have this film strip that's on the bottom. I can flag things, I can rate things, and so these are ways to kind of indicate, like, I like this one. On the right-hand side, if we go through it, okay, starting from the very top, if I click and if you hover over things, it'll tell you what they are. So the first one, it tells me I can share, send, and download. If I click on the next one, it can talk to me about my cloud storage. How am I doing on my cloud storage? If I click on the third, I can delete a photo or I can remove it from its album. I can simply get out of this area right in here. So if I click on right here, now I'm out. I can go back into the photo. The first thing we have are some quick actions. So if I click on the quick actions, the intelligence in the software can kind of look and kind of give you some suggestions. I also have some presets. Presets are a fancy way of saying filters. That's what these are. The next is my actual edits. You can see a very big and robust way of editing. Underneath that is crop and rotate. Underneath that are the remove tools. These are our retouching tools. Underneath that is our masking. So masking is advanced editing, and with masking, what we can do is do single or local edits. So a global edit is when I edit the entire photo, and a local edit is when I edit one thing. So for instance, if I wanted to edit the entire picture versus edit the bee that's in the picture. And we have lots of different choices within that. And then we have our versions, we have our edit options, we can add in activities. So if I'm sharing this with somebody, they can create comments. Underneath that would be where we add keywords. And then lastly, our information. And so the information is basically our metadata. So remember in this is a lot of information. You're not expected to learn this. This is simply an overview video. So let's look at now the mobile app. So we've looked at the phone. We've looked at the web version, which is super handy when you don't have access to a computer. Say you're at a friend's house, say you're at your grandmother's house, and you want to show them, like, hey, this is what I'm doing in my photography class. You can just log in with your account and then you can access all of your photos. Like, how exciting is that? So let's go now into the app. So as I do that, by the way, this is my dock. So I am on a Mac, and most of my language is going to be on a Mac. For the most part, Mac and PCs, for the most part, are about the same. Whenever I say command, it's the control key on a PC. But notice that the three softwares that I have, the ones that I'm asking you to have in your dock is, if you can have Photoshop, you want to add that in, definitely. That's really handy. Lightroom Classic is kind of like, I call it the daughter of Photoshop. So I like to call Photoshop as like the mother program as a photographer. And then this was its first child, and this is the second child. Second child's pretty good. So I'm going to click on the app. And the app is a software that I download. So let me get that over now from my second screen. We're going to go ahead and reduce this. And let's get that app over here so we can look at it. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of the same features, but what you're going to see is even like a bigger breadth of abilities that you can do. So the first thing that's really different is on this version, I can not only add images to the cloud, but I can also access images on my local hard drive, which is really exciting. So that makes this even more robust. And then just to go over it a little faster, because this video is a little on the longer side now. So we can add in photos right in here. We still have our community. This is indicating all of our photos. Down here, you'll see the same albums that I have in the web version. This is right here, all of my images. Underneath that, I have different ways of viewing the grid. So I can look at it like this, I can look at it like this, I can look at it side by side, I can look at one at a time. Once I'm in this right in here, let's get a photo that I like. Then let's go to the very top right in here. So very top, we click on the first one. We have any notifications. The next one would be our shares. We do have some more options under the export area. If you have any questions, you can hit up that. So you're accessing the Adobe tutorials. You can see your cloud, what's connected, how much you have on there. And then we have the same things. We have our presets, we have our edits, we have our cropping, we have our remove tool, we have our masking, we have our versions. Underneath that, you have your comments, you have your keywords, and you have your information. So for the most part, the web version and the app version are very similar. What's better? The app version. The app version is more in alignment for those of you who are used to Lightroom Classic, more in alignment with Lightroom Classic, and just an overall better program because you can just simply do more, like right clicking and things like that. So all in all, thank you so much. I hope you that was kind of a nice little overview of the three different versions. It's another reason why I really like this software, and I find myself using it more and more and more. And it's really about accessibility, being able again to have it on my phone, being able to access it on the web, so any device that accesses the internet, and lastly, this software. So anyway, I hope that that was a good lesson for you. I hope that was a nice little overview. Thanks so much.